Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News, the Unreliable Ones. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the newsroom. Let's see what's on today's agenda. Okay, so we are here with Snort Burnell, DSP Gaming. There are no children in the pig cult, and I'm not famous because of the detractors. That's funny. We're also here. We also have Mr. Huff Stuff here in the corner, showing us more of Phil's failure at Mario Aces. So that's always great. So let's get into the agenda at hand. No children in the pig cult. That is that's quite the statement to make, given some of the nonsense that happens over there. So even if, and let's try to give him the benefit of the doubt, even if not everyone in the pig cult is a child, they certainly act rather childish. And one example, I guess, believe it or not, it's not going to be Swaggins, is an individual who was stealing mommy and daddy's credit cards to give Phil bits, and then once he was caught on that one, he begged he begged other viewers to give Phil money on his behalf. So he's learned well from Phil as it pertains to that begging. Got to tell you, when you try to get the credit card from mommy and daddy and they wouldn't give it to you, you stole it. And then when you got caught there, you begged other members of the pig cult to give money on your behalf. That's real special. That's real special. And I am not famous because of the detractors. I beg to differ there. Are you famous? No. You're infamous, though. You are very, very infamous. And in truth, it keeps you relevant. Phil, to be honest with you, like, there was no way that you were going to do what you've been doing and people were going to have a positive outlook on you. It was foolish to believe that. Absolutely foolish. So whoever told you that lied to you. It's your own fault. It's everything that you say and do hurts you, and you don't want to change it. You're okay with it, to be honest with you. And it's not about video games. It's not about, DSP, Darkside Phil, being bad at games. It's about who he is as an individual and how he treats people. That's what kind of keeps him relevant, to be honest with you. And it's the worst type of thing. It's the worst type of thing. Because he can't escape it. It's all his own words. He can sit there and try to say, oh, you took it out of context, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, it's him. And that hurts him more than anything else, which is amusing to say the very least. And yet, at the same time, in those early years, he fought tooth and nail. I'm not bad at games. I don't know why you guys keep saying this to me. I don't know why you guys keep doing this, that, and the third. But then when people started to pay attention to him personally, then all of a sudden, well, these guys are just brain dead idiots and shit. And these guys are just crazy and psychopathic. And then he's like, well, I am bad at games, and I would much rather you guys just make fun of me and do DS, and this is how you don't plays on me and my bad gameplay instead of you guys jumping into my personal life. It's not very fair. But your life isn't personal if you didn't put it out there, right, Dave? And yet again, that's what hurts him. He did it all to himself. His gameplay isn't really relevant unless a detractor goes through and does a lot of chop and screw and make it into something. So you go after what he says. And he hates that too, because he can't explain it away. To be perfectly honest with you, you were never going to be famous. You know what I mean? You were never going to be an Ali or a Markiplier or a PewDiePie or any of these people. You're not built for that. You're not versatile enough. You're not charismatic. You're not entertaining. So that just wasn't in the cards for you. You kind of need to accept that. But you going ahead and attacking people online, you threatening violence on people, you threatening to dox people, and this, that, and the third, that was all the early stuff that led to where you're at now. So, at the end of the day, being famous is the least of his concerns, or it should be, because he has much bigger things that people can call him out on, that people can attack him on, if you will, and he won't do anything to address it. Like, he has that Rageathon coming up, and he doesn't want to go over a detractor video because he feels like it's just brain dead content. Yet, that's what he should do. He should address some of the claims that are being levied against him. He should be addressing some of his accusers, but he can't. Or, well, he certainly won't. And maybe in a lot of ways he can't. What are you going to do? Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Networking Productions. You guys all know the slogan. It's time to watch me work.
Absolutely disgusting. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Tipping me. Because if you tip me, that is funds that goes right immediately to my bank account, and I can pay bills with it. And right now, I need money to pay bills. All my bills are coming due and or already have. In the first 4 days of the month, like, about 80% of my bills already cleared. And now I got a few more pretty big credit card bills and things that are coming out, and I'm like, oh. My bank account, I'm looking at it every day, I'm like, fuck, I'm so close. I hope I don't overdraft. That's terrible if that would happen, right? So, anything you guys do, you know, I'm very appreciative of, but if you tip me today, that's the best way to help out.
And if, you know, if kids are not in his fan base, are not in his cult, and if not in his army of hate, then why wouldn't some of them question this? And some of them do. Some of them that are a little bit, that either A, pick up on what he says doesn't sound right and Googles it. Google is your friend. Or some of them that are a little bit older are like, hey, Phil, that's not necessarily how this works. Or, you know, maybe do you have a plan? You know, what about the money that you made on tips and stuff, you know, last month? What about some of those big donations you got last weekend, this, that, and the third? Those people are usually silenced quickly. So you can have the younger demographic come in and be like, well, okay, Phil, I'll help you out. I'll help you out. Here's my lunch money. You know, here's my milk money. Here's the money that my grandma gave me for my birthday. That's where a lot of that stuff is coming from. And, well, one could guess. One could guess.
Term, all right? I beg all the time. That's constantly begging. I may be living month to month, paycheck to paycheck, begging for fucking tips and shit on stream for the rest of my life.
Toxic toilet juice.
And he's okay with that. That's the sad part about that particular bit that you saw right there. He's okay with that. He's resigned himself to that. Who wants to live like that? That's not living, that's existing. There's a difference. Right, Dave? But he's okay with that. Because he thinks that there'll always be someone that's going to have his hands out to him. And he'll take advantage of that until he finally gets rid of them. And then he'll just find somebody else. Just like with Kat. You know, first it was Panda. She loved him, gave a damn about him, and was hoping to build something. She was an inconvenience. He put her out there. They had problems probably even before that. She got the long stroke from somebody else. He exposed her. Bam. She's gone. Kat, same concept. You know what I'm saying? She's going to keep going to the gym. She keeps getting shaped up properly. Someone's going to eventually go ahead and peep that. And then someone's going to eventually hit that. And then that's a wrap. Because DSP can't contend with it. And then she leaves. DSP will expose her too. And then he'll do what he's been doing. Go back to that fan base and find the next vulnerable female to take advantage of. That's more likely what's going to happen. Because why not? Because why not? At the end of the day, the cult's always going to provide. Vulnerable women, money, moral support, people that help you go ahead and dox other people. You know what I'm saying? Take videos down, so on and so forth. It's what Phil does best. At the end of the day, the pig roach cult will always provide.
Cheer 25 bits. And says, do you still enjoy playing these games as much as when you did 10 years ago? I'll be honest with you, Toxic Toilet Juice. I enjoy it more. Because now, it feels like a fun social experience where I'm hanging out with you guys and we're having fun and we're cracking jokes and, you know, you're reacting to my rage and my gameplay and I get to react to stuff you guys say. It's very different.
Give me your money. Give me your money. Give me your money. I need that money to pay my bills. I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
When people used to watch my videos, they used to say this. They used to say, when I watch Phil play a game on YouTube, it's like sitting next to him on his couch.
You don't get that with modern Let's Plays.
Instead of getting a true feeling for what a game is, now you have to just watch a highlights montage that's basically a laugh reel. The average YouTube viewer has a very low attention span, right? So they want content, they want laugh, 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 joke, joke, rage, rage, laugh, 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 joke, joke, rage, rage. They don't want any downtime between their laugh, laugh, joke, joke, rage, rage.
Now, that might be true to an extent, but really what it comes down to, Phil, is people don't have time. People don't have time for all of that anymore. You know what I mean? There are very few people who can, who can sit there and watch 20 videos a day of a playthrough that's not going anywhere. I'm sorry, but if you really look at a DSP playthrough, that's really what you're getting. Each day, you're getting 15 to 20 videos of nothing, of level 1, and a bunch of fails, and there's nothing else there. There's no substance. And what he produces in an hour, and what someone else who either A, took the time to look at the instructions to understand what they're doing, or B, the someone who edits the actual video itself to give you a much more concise playthrough, is just that. It's right there, it's right in front of you. Within that hour, you actually saw something, and then you're able to move on. And then tomorrow you can see the next part of it. This whole concept of, oh, people used to watch my content and they liked it because it was just like they were sitting down with me and watching me play the game. Who has time in their day for that? No one. Most people listen to people's playthroughs, believe it or not, or listen to people's YouTube videos in the background while they're doing other stuff. There's just very few people who can sit down and really just binge watch like that. That's why cable, for example, is going down the drain. No one has time to watch all the nonsense that's on TV anymore. You want to pick a show, you want to get to it right away and get out. And for example, real good example, I was watching it's a Gundam video, and he was talking about some type of deal that YouTube is doing with some news organization with like $25 million and whatnot, and it's a great video. And it kind of goes over some of the manipulation in the media, so on and so forth. But in any case, when you look at modern television, who really has time to watch it? I know a bunch of people who watch Game of Thrones, and none of them have cable. No, I have... You're not going to believe this. I got friends who love Game of Thrones to death and didn't even know it was on HBO. They loved it to death and didn't know it was on HBO. Because... you can go, there's multiple sites you can go to watch it. Period. So Dave is talking about $10 a month for this, $15 a month for that. He said it on one of these videos and whatnot. I don't know anybody who really even pays for cable anymore. You know what I mean? It's just like people who have a house line. There's not too many people who have that either. You know what I mean? You have your internet line, you have your cell phone, you're done. It's time pushed forward, and Phil fell behind. He's a consequence of not adapting. End of story.
Or else they click off. And I know this because viewer engagement is a stat that I look at, and my viewer engagement for my 10-minute videos on average is about 6 to 7 minutes. So that means after about 6 to 7 minutes of watching a 10-minute video, people get bored and click off. And that's silly. If you're watching an ongoing playthrough and you want to see the whole game, you know what I mean? You can't even do it anymore because no one does it, because everyone just wanted that viewer engagement to make money.
That's like me. Right? That's like me. And that's a sad thing. It really is. I feel like it's a lost art form, the raw Let's Play. It just really doesn't exist very much anymore. Very few people who are still doing it the way I do it, right?
You know, I'll be honest again. When I was doing this just for YouTube, it got to be a grind where every day I was like, man, I gotta play another game offline. It's gonna be me grinding through this fucking game, having to do all this commentary on the game solely and nothing, right? And it gets boring. It does. After a while, you definitely get to the point where it feels like more like you just gotta get through this game to get to the next one so people will watch, rather than having fun with the games. But I don't feel like that anymore.
That's 100% a lie.
You goddamn right that's a lie, because what does he do now? Right now, he sits down on his couch, he plays the game, he looks at chat, he bans some people, he makes a bunch of fucking farm noises, and then he goes back to playing the game. There's little to no commentary at all. So what is he talking about? And if there is any point of conversation, it's him complaining about the game, it's him trying to stroke himself on how good he did on one single part, only to fail on the next part, or it's something that someone said in a big cheer through the chat. That's it. That sums up your typical Dave stream. So tell me more about this lost art form of yours. You know, by all means, please tutor me on the ways of gout.
Lying.
Now, every day I come and I hang out with you guys. It doesn't matter what I'm playing. People are here and having fun, and we're interacting. It feels different. I actually like what I do now better than when I started on YouTube 10 years ago, and that is the truth. And I hope that that comes through with my daily live streams. I do.
To be honest with you, he put more effort in 10 years ago than he did now, to be honest.
You know, I hope that it definitely does come through, that I'm enjoying what I'm doing.
Wow. Listen, I know that that's a little bit hypocritical. Very, very, very hypocritical.
It doesn't matter what I'm playing. You guys are still here to have fun on the stream. Instead of, you know, again, on YouTube, it was, I always have to be playing what's popular and hot. I always have to find. In the summer, it would be like, man, I gotta play a Grand Theft Auto game because I have to get people to watch, right? And it was always like that, where I could never really just enjoy myself. I had to go crazy trying to find a game that people would watch during downtimes when there's no new releases. Now, I don't really stress that much about it anymore.
Silver tongue.
He's lying about that too. He does that now. He's currently doing that, talking about how there's no new games coming out, and now he's playing old games. What is he playing right now currently? He's playing Silent Hill 2? Who asked for that? Who asked for Silent Hill 2? Excuse me. And he's pushing this whole Rage-a-thon situation, right? And he wants to play Final Fantasy IV. I think it's what the game is. I think it's the game he's trying to push. He wants to play that. No one's voting for it. No one asked for it. But he wants to play it because, one, it's something that he wants to do. Two, he says that he's learned so much since his first time playing it, so it's not a playthrough, but it's going to be a walkthrough, because he wants to be able to tell you this, that, and the third. He wants to explain to you how the situation works and how that works. He wants to try to make you better at the game when you're ready to play it. Here's the thing. Here's the truth. He wants to turn that thing into like another 400-part playthrough and whatnot and get paid for it. That's what he wants. Streaming did not help DSP the first time around. Well, it could have helped him the first time around, but he quit. He's a quitter, and it definitely didn't help him the second time around. It just made him lazy. It made him weak, to be honest. And that's why he is where he is now. Pure and simple. Talking about, oh, I'm not scrambling to get new games, this, that, and the third, yet he bitches when those same new games come out early and other people get it that wasn't him. I mean, really, he was just mad because he had to pay for it. We're talking about State of Decay, too. He's just upset that he had to pay for it, and people had it 3 days before he did. And he quit it anyway. He rage quit the damn game anyway. After the 4 days were over, he was done with it. So, shows you how much he cared about that. Fucking chill. And that's what it is. That's all it's it's quick and easy money for him. But the money's drying up. So they're playing new games to play. He doesn't want to play them. He wants to provide you with games he does want to play. Sorry, he does want to play, but no one wants to watch him because no one asked for that. See the disconnect? Good, because he doesn't. DSP News.
Right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar. The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better. I just talk with you guys for a few minutes. We brainstorm. We come up with ideas. It's a very organic and a very different experience. I love it. So, honest answer, Toxic Toilet.
Wait a second. Okay, so we brainstorm. We come up with ideas. Really? Because all the ideas that I've ever heard some of these guys provide you, you always say, oh, I can't do that. Or, that's not viable. Or, I don't think that's going to work. Or, oh, I don't like that idea. I know it's not going to work. Like, everything you're doing is working so damn well. And the problem is a lot of the ideas that were given to Dave, it required a little bit of effort. And Phil immediately locked in on that. Oh, I got to do what? I got to actually do something? You can't do it for me? No, I don't want it. No, no, it's not viable. No, that's gonna hurt my business. No, I can't do it. It's gonna take away. It's gonna take away time from my streams, which means it's gonna take away, my chance to make money, and I'm gonna lose my house. Like, God forbid he misses one house payment, the IRS is gonna be right outside his door. Hey, you missed your payment, your mortgage payment by a day. We're here to take your house now. That's what's gonna happen. That's what he keeps feeding these kids to. That's Dave for you, in a nutshell.
I actually like it more now than I did 10 years ago. It could, because of the interactivity and the changes that I've made. I do feel that it's a better situation.
I like that. I like that stripper syndrome. That's good shit. Well done, Snort Burnell. Well done. I like that. Even then, he's a lazy stripper, though. He's a lazy fucking stripper. He really is. Everything is. It's not even bare minimum anymore. It's less than that. You know what I mean? And for someone who pushes the narrative that this is my business, I love doing this. I don't want this to go away, this, that, and the third. Then why isn't he willing to fight for it? Why isn't he willing to try? How is it that a detractor puts more work into it with little to no money than someone who does this for a living and who needs this? The world may never know.
Okay. That was good.
No, it's pretty funny because a lot of people in the stream chat are like, Phil, if you would just highly edit and only do montage videos, you'd really get the 8 to 15-year-old demographic and make bank on YouTube. And then Game Master used Phoenix Down, just said, Phil, just dye your hair yellow, or that'll bring in views. That's what I mean. Like, it's so silly because people are like, wow, these YouTubers are so big and popular. And you're like, yeah, but it's not rocket science to fucking find out why. They all did the same exact thing. Here's what they did. They dyed their hair. They overacted on camera to everything going on in every video game, basically acting like a cartoon character or even a Muppet.
What is up, everyone? Hello, and welcome. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello.
That shit was genius. Oh, shouts out to the Crimson King.
Okay? And then they catered to little kids. And the little kids watched their videos and made them tons of money, which makes no sense because little kids don't fucking spend money because they don't have any. So all that ad revenue that made these guys freaking millionaires went out the window. But YouTube is so fucking stupid, it doesn't even realize that, Let's look at the quality of the content that's put out there, right? And compare. But we won't do that. Instead, let's just fucking throw ads to the kids. Oh my god. So what I mean, this is what happened, how YouTube is degrading.
Well, okay, so tell me a little bit about this quality content. So, like, for example, when I watch Markiplier, for example, because I actually do watch Markiplier a little bit. Let's see, his videos are usually, I don't know, I'd rather watch the longer stuff, so let's say 45 minutes to an hour. We'll say that. Okay. When you watch a Markiplier video, for example, it's all there, pretty much. Plus or minus a couple of fails that he might just go ahead and just get out of there. But other than that, the playthrough's there, and it's entertaining. And it's right what you want leading into his next video. He's entertaining. He makes the content is entertaining because obviously I'm going to watch the game if I really want to know anything about the game. And it's concise, it's entertaining, it's streamlined. I don't feel like I wasted any of my time, and I move on with my day, and I'll come back in another day or two for the second part or the third part or whatever it is. You go to a Dave video. Well, for one, there's not one video, there's probably 50 of them. Most of them are not even in order. It's a jumbled up, scrambled mess. And what happens when you click on a Dave video? Oh, hello, my friends, or hello, ladies and gentlemen, or hello, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, or hello, whatever the situation may be. And then he goes, you got 3 minutes of him setting the game up. You got another 5 minutes of him looking at the chat. Then you see the beginning of the game. Cut, next video. Next video picks up from where that one left off. So, still going through the intro, saying, thank you for the bits. And then we go over controls. Third video. Finishing up what the controls look like. Reminiscing about some shit that don't mean nothing. Next, go ahead and say a couple more cheers. Fourth video. You actually finally get some gameplay. That varies from from gameplay to gameplay, from game to game. But that pretty much sums up what your from part 1 to part 4 is. So tell me where the quality is at in any of that. I see a whole lot of quantity, shit quantity at that, but I don't see any real quality, to be honest. Someone can point that out to me in the comment section. I'd appreciate it.
It's become such a different thing. And I'm glad that I have this venue now on Twitch to do what I want and have fun doing what I want and doing it the way I've always done it. 10 years, right?
And that, yet again, is the only thing that really means anything to him. I have this venue that I can do what I want because that's what I want, and I can be me. Instead of doing what you need to do to push the business, to push the content. Instead, Dave did what he wanted to do. So when Dave failed, which is what happened, now you guys in the Prcult have to go ahead and pay the price. You're paying the price not because I failed. You're paying the price because I did what I wanted. And you guys are going to now pick up the slack. That's what it was. If he had pushback if he ended up getting some pushback back then, well, like, no, Phil, you need to change. If not, I'm going to stop watching. And if they did that in unison, he would have changed. Just like when he went from the camcorder to direct caption. If they could have held to their guns and really pushed that narrative, he might have changed. But they didn't. So he didn't. And that's why they're paying. This is what happens when you can't see downrange. This is what happens when you can't look, when you can't see past your own fist or hoof, or whatever the case may be. And at the end of the day, the true loser isn't the detractors. It's not even Phil, surprisingly enough. It's the fan base. And they're just as resigned to it as he is. He says he's going to have to live paycheck to paycheck for the rest of his life. They seem to be content, some of them are content with basically paying his bills for the rest of their lives. Good for them.
It in a way that I feel I'm giving you a legitimate gameplay experience so you know what these games are like. Again, you feel like you're sitting next to me on the couch when I'm playing these games, but at the same time you get to have a fun, interactive experience on the stream. This is it, man. This is the future. This is what I want to do. This is how I always wanted to do it.
The bottom line, guys, is I hope that I can continue to be here and entertain you. And
like I said, I'm hearing a whole lot of want, but not what I need, or what I should do. I hear a whole lot of wants, though, but not any needs or what I should do. Just saying.
Be honest with you about games on a daily basis, you know, forever. As long as I want to do it, as long as I'm capable of doing it. I love this. I love begging.
Versus, you know, sitting in an isolation booth, playing a game, and then sitting in front of my PC, editing the fucking playthrough for a week to make a montage out of the goddamn thing, just so that people with ADD will fucking watch it on YouTube so I can make money. That's horrible. That's not what I want to do. Never was.
I'm being real honest with everyone. Just making an edited YouTube video is very easy. Doing live improv reactionary commentary is tough. The hard shit is sitting here playing the raw games. That's the hard part. Streaming is way harder than just editing videos for YouTube. Okay? It is. Real talk. You're not gonna find young kids watching my stuff. You're just not. Fuck that, Phil. You are a dirty, rotten liar. A young kid between the ages of 8 and 15 isn't gonna jump on my stream and enjoy it. Because they're gonna say, man, this guy talks too much. Man, this is, you know, where's all the payoff? Where's all the crazy amount of crazy gameplay over and over? I don't see it. Alright, people are telling me it's okay now to stop getting worked up and I should move on. Alright, fine. I didn't think I was...
No, what they did is they realized that he's about to cut his own throat. So they were like, yo, Dave, just stop. Just stop. That's what it was. Okay? The kids want him to stop talking so they can go ahead and get him to the gameplay. And so he doesn't cut his throat to the point where someone like me ends up calling him out on it. That's really what it was. They saved his ass there for what little bit of time that he had left. You know what I'm saying? We were about to have pulled pork there, kids. You know what I mean? We were gonna have pulled pork. It was gonna be great. I was gonna talk to Almighty Tevin, praise be Almighty. excuse me, get some of that Louisiana hot sauce, get some barbecue sauce, and it's gonna be great. But you guys had to. I guess you guys decided you wanted to let him marinate a little longer. That's fine. That's fine. At the end of the day, his bacon will cook. Please believe, and there will be pork sandwiches for everybody. So yet again, Phil was slowly but surely digging himself into a hole there, talking that nonsense, and obviously a bunch of people who were smart enough to realize what was going to happen, seeing downrange, if you will, were like, okay, Dave, just shut the hell up and let's just get to the gameplay now. Hence the reason why those pre-streams are too damn long in the first place. Because he doesn't understand that the longer he talks, the more he's going to dig himself into a hole. He hasn't realized it yet, but people in his fan base has. You can see it on his forums at times. He talked too damn much. And if he doesn't quiet it down, he's going to end up saying some shit that he's going to regret later. He doesn't see that. But they do. It's just none of them seem to have any way of reaching out to him. And even through a cheer or a donation or whatever, it's still not enough. And that's a shame. When you can't even have money thrown at you to take a suggestion. That's a shame. DSP News.
Getting too worked up. I was just having a serious discussion with you guys. I thought it was interesting. But if you guys are thinking we've harped on this long enough, I guess we can move on.
Shout out to Third Eye the Third, who did a 50-bit cheer and says maybe it's worth making some sacrifices to be more like other successful streamers in order to secure a retirement fund by making big investments for what?
That's disgusting. Oh my god. Ah. Oh. No, that's disgusting. That is really nasty. Oh man. Come on.
Excuse me. Let's try this again. Maybe it's worth making some sacrifices to be more like other successful streamers in order to secure a retirement.
Let's try this. He did that on purpose, and you see that a lot with certain suggestions that he feels that are beneath him or belittle him in some way, shape, or form. He'll either say shit in a sarcastic way, he'll either burp at it, or do one of those typical farm noise type sounds that he makes. That's what he does to comments that he just doesn't believe in, or that he feels that are personal attacks on him. The thing is he also has to look at all the little shiny emotes and stuff next to the names, and and come to the realization of how much money they gave him. So he kind of has to bite his tongue a little bit. But when he does stuff like that, it's on purpose. You have to believe that it's on purpose. You know what I mean? He has pretty good timing when it comes to insulting people.
Making big investments for what makes you most money, because living paycheck to paycheck for Twitch won't last forever. Third Eye the Third.
Or he speed reads through shit. Actually, he just skims it, to be honest.
If you actually watch my streams and compare it to other streamers, you'll see there's not much difference. I've implemented many of the things that the popular streamers on Twitch have implemented. Oh, wait a minute, I got a new sub. Pause the game, here comes a pop-up on the fucking screen. Thanks to Jubbity Bubbity for joining the hate army. You're great, blah, blah, blah.
No, not going to do that. I'm going to continue to make the same kind of quality playthroughs that I've done since day one on YouTube, and it's not going to have interruption or anything. There are people on Twitch who have things set up so that while they're live streaming and someone becomes a paid subscriber and or donates, which I disagree with, people setting up PayPal links to donate. Tips, I needed them pretty badly, and I prefer tips. Tipping is really the best way that you can help me out right now. There may be tons of people who have found success on Twitch that every second that someone subscribes, they play an audio cue, or they stop what they're doing and they shout out the name. Oh, you sent me a PayPal donation, so-and-so, Joe Blow Splamoni. Thanks so much for the $100 you sent me. By the way, I'll never mention you again because I only do it to take your fucking money. I hate to say it, but people who probably do that don't care about the level of their content. They only care about the money you send them. Again, you need to think about what you do, who you watch.
Now, isn't that ironic? Isn't that ironic? Oh boy. Oh boy. It's amazing how subconsciously you're self-aware like that, and you can't actually translate. Like, you can't bring it to all together at one place and at one time. It's amazing. And he wonders why people shit on him. Because he's constantly contradicting himself. And he has no mental note of it. It's really like he says something and it never happened after that. Like, he just doesn't remember saying it, or he can't recall, or whatever the case may be. One day he's going to wake up and all of this is going to hit him. You know what I mean? The last 20 years or whatever the case may be, or if not longer, depending on when this happens. He's going to wake up and it's all going to hit him all at once. And he's going to realize that it was a waste at the end of the day. He had so many chances, he had so many opportunities, and he pissed them all away. Over nothing. Oh boy. Wonder if he'll be on YouTube when that happens.
I mean, let's be honest here. Not exactly the most intelligent people on the planet. Cheer, sub, and tip me, alright? So, I don't know how stupid you could be. I really don't. Some people are just really fucking stupid, I guess. I mean, you're paying me. You paying me money to get a temporary, momentary pop-up on the screen. Alright? It's just so ludicrous. It's just... it's so stupid. And most people don't pay attention to it. It's like the double whammy of stupid. I don't even know what else to say. It's pretty damn funny. Okay? It's pretty stupid. But that's just me. That all of a sudden, a new subscriber. The entire stream gets some kind of an audio cue saying there's a new subscriber. Everything stops. Everything comes to a grinding halt. And they, Pig with a party hat did a 100-bit cheer. It said, hello, Mr. Piggy. Save the pig the game. I've never seen this guy before. And he did a 500-bit cheer. So thank you very much for the cheer. Feed the pig, tip me $2. Pig with a party hat. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for joining this or that, or blah, blah, blah. They say something stupid when someone becomes a paid subscriber. Woohoo. Anyone who becomes a paid subscriber, you guys are my lifeblood at this point. It's like the biggest hypocritical thing on the planet. I mean, it's out of control. That was my depression. There's still this back here. And it's still in the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind, and it's always telling me that I'm a bad person. It's telling me that I don't deserve any success. It's telling me that I'm ugly. It's telling me that I'm fat. It's telling me that I'm gross. It's telling me that I'm not funny, that I'm worthless, that I'm a sellout, that I'm a shill, that I'm a piece of crap, that I don't deserve any kind of positivity. I don't deserve my girlfriend. I don't deserve the love of my parents. I don't deserve to live. And it's there. And it never fucking goes away. Some people say, I'll just go on pills. That's not the solution either. Pills.
Oh, you mean like what you used to tell other people yourself? Because everything that Dave said there, for the most part, he said to other people. Not just people in his fan base, but other content creators, game writers, and such and such. He's done all that throughout the span of this illustrious career of his. That's just 10 years. That decade of failure. I mean, excuse me. That decade of whatever. He said all that to people. But now, though, Dave, at your decade anniversary, you know, of your legacy, now all of a sudden you have that little voice behind your head that says all that shit. You have that little voice that tells you all of that. When you've said the majority of that on video to somebody else. You've said that to people within your own fan base. Who are children, by the way. Interesting. Very interesting. Are you and Kat planning on having kids? Because I really hope, hopefully she has kids with someone else, but hopefully you don't. You might just want to let that, you might want to just let that end with you. You might want to just let that happen. You might. Because I would hate to see what a younger Phil or Phil Jr. would be like. He's going to get that locker treatment a lot. That's for damn sure. Especially if he comes out anything like you. We'll see.
Help. Don't get me wrong. You know, pills absolutely help, but they don't cure these kind of issues. They just help to mitigate and help to keep it under wraps. You know, like I said, like sometimes it's the guy in the shoulder, like I mentioned. So maybe that guy in the shoulder goes away for a couple days, but he's going to come back, but at least he's gone for a couple days, right? Oh my God. It's terrible.
You know, I give shout outs. We've got a leaderboard. We've got nice, things playing, the gameplay.
Actually, real quick, is that how Phil feels about his hangovers? You take that pill, you know what I'm saying, afterwards, Phil, after, you have one of your little drunken escapades, and it kind of makes the hangover go away? I mean, is that what it is? Everything has to be a quick fix? Everything has to be a cure? You ever think about what the consequence of that pill is going to do to you? You've been doing it for years, you know what I'm saying? But, like, what's going to happen later on down the line? I would assume that has some type of adverse effect on your stomach. And probably psychologically also. But damn sure to your body. I wonder. I truly, truly wonder.
Interact. I do almost all the same things as other big streamers. Alright? The reason I'm not bigger, quite frankly...
Negative, toxic behavior on Twitch. Insane amount of disgusting toxicity.
...is because there's a negative stigma attached to me because of a bunch of toxic jerks on the internet who literally have mental illness because they stalk me 24/7. No normal person would do this. So when all you do is take every single thing I do out of context and you spin it that I'm a villain and you put that all over YouTube and everything, people hear, oh, Darkside Phil, that's that guy that did this thing. And of course, it's completely untrue, but that's all you hear. I would be much bigger if it weren't for 3 to 4 years of constant slander against me. Ever since I moved across the country, this crazy campaign of slander began, and, that's why. It's not because I'm not doing...
It's not like YouTube was the only platform where you did dumb shit. You did dumb shit on Twitch. You did dumb shit on Twitter. What about all that? And you didn't just recently start doing dumb shit on those platforms. You've been doing it for a while. You'd be more popular if people off YouTube laid off you? Nah. Oh, no. Like I said, Phil, life isn't about quick fixes. Okay? You have to address the problem. Not just make it go away for a couple days. And you've never learned that lesson for whatever reason. So, yeah, no. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. You're not more popular because you're lazy. You're not willing to put in the time and the effort. There are plenty of other streamers who are hated on. They're still doing all right. They're not begging and pleading with their fan base. Shit, even thoughts don't ask for money. They just put themselves in situations to where they get it. And you can manufacture a situation. Shit, Phil, you did. You're good at that, kinda, sorta. You know what I'm saying? You're just too lazy. You're too lazy for your own good. You found an easy niche and you stuck with it. And you refuse to change. Because change is too hard. It's too difficult. It is what it is. You lost a woman who, for 5 years you were with and who gave a damn about you, and replaced her in what? Under 6 months? And this one now, I'm not convinced. It has to be some type of arrangement more than there's actually any love or legitimate feelings there. It has to be an arrangement because I don't see anything else other than that. And you putting her in situations to give you kisses on the cheek or whatnot, so just so you can turn to the camera and have that rape face, that doesn't sell anybody on anything. Maybe the kids, but not to everybody else who has a developed frontal lobe, who can see through bullshit. Like you, when it came to War Dog Leader and him lying about his brother being dead. Like you, Phil. Like you can see through bullshit like that, right? So you know where I'm coming from with that, don't you, Dave? Of course you do.
Stuff that people don't want to watch. I mean, obviously, I have a dedicated viewer base that come back every single day and we have fun, right? So that's not what it is. What it is that it's new people won't come by and give me a
exactly, Snort Burnell. That 300. That's what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, I've had an epiphany. He's Leonidas. He is Leonidas of Sparta. Because I haven't come up with a funnier name for it yet. That's what he is. He is the leader of his own Spartan army, fighting against the world. But Phil would never get up and fight his own battle. And to be honest with you, the only person who he could really put in front of that army would be Brightside Viking. But Brightside Viking is no longer part of that. And I don't know if Queen Swaggins can carry the day. Maybe Golden Colt, but I feel like he's starting to wake up too. I don't know. Well, we'll just call them the Lost, the Lost Legion. We'll just call it that, of Galtopia. There we go. That'll work. That last brave 300 of Galtopia. God bless them. God bless them.
Yeah. Alright. New people will not come by and give me a chance. Because I've got this group of just really messed up people who do nasty stuff to me constantly, and I can't get them off my back. You know what I mean? If I could get them off my back and they would just lay off for a while, guess what? This would be way bigger than it is.
Yeah, why are you lying to yourself? One, if anybody did decide to go ahead and back off, someone else would just pick up the, come into their place. Kind of like the Immortals, if you will, of Persia. Just another one would just come into their place and carry on the fight. Two, you might not have so many haters if you just admitted that you were wrong, which isn't hard. It's not hard to admit that you're wrong, or that you're doing things wrong, which is how almost all of this shit started for you in the first place. Three, at this particular point, nah. Would you grow? Would you find some growth? Sure. Would you ever get to where Ninja's at, Dr. Disrespect, any of those people respectfully on those platforms? Not even close. I mean, Jesus Christ. all those individuals have YouTube channels. And their YouTube channels are bigger than you. Matter of fact, let me go a step further. There are clip channels of some of those people that I've named. DSP, Shroud, or not DSP, but Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, Ninja. Their clip channels are bigger than you. Their clip channels are bigger than you. You've got a 10-year legacy on YouTube. Some of these channels have been up less than a year. And they're bigger channels than you. That's insane. That is absolutely ridiculous. But what will you say about that, Dave? Is it the detractors' fault for that too? Just saying. DSP News?
And the rest of the board goes unselected.
What? What? What the fuck? Are you fucking serious? What? What?
A lot of people actually say, Phil, you're more interactive with your streams than the bigger guys. You actually give individual shout-outs for the contributions. You have discussions with people on the fly a lot that other people won't do. And in general, hanging out with you feels a lot more personal than hanging out with one of the bigger guys. But those guys are popular just because they're popular. And that's what happens. I know I could personally attest to that. Because for 2 or 3 years on YouTube, it wasn't like I was doing anything.
Some people say the same thing about you. The only reason why Dave was popular back in the day is because he was one of the few people that do it. He was one of the people at the start. So doesn't that kind of make you popular just because you're popular? You're popular because you were there. There's choices now. So you can't say that, oh, Dr. Disrespect's popular just because he's popular. There's a lot of options. There's a whole shitload of options. So people must gravitate him for a reason. If that was true, let's go by that logic for a second. People are popular just because they're popular, or they're successful just because they're popular, yeah? What's PewDiePie have right now? He's like 63, 64 million subscribers. Some kind of ungodly, crazy number like that. A number of subscribers so ridiculous that he's damn near omnipotent to some degree. I'm sure the Washington Post would beg a differ on that one. But there you go. He's popular just to be popular, right? He's got 60 plus million subscribers. What does PewDiePie average per video? 3, 4. Let's say between 4 and 7 million views per video. I don't know about you, Phil. I know you got a business major and everything, but I'm pretty good at counting. He's kind of light when it comes to views. He's real light. But he's super popular, though. He's super, super popular. But the views don't translate to what his subscriber base has. Just some food for thought, I suppose. Just some food for thought.
Different from anyone else, but I was bigger than other people on YouTube just because I was big, you know? And it's kind of the wave of popularity that you get. So, I don't know what the hell else you could actually think that I could do differently from other people, because the main feedback I've gotten is that I'm as good or better than the other guys, but it's just this negativity, this toxicity that's attached to me because of these stalkers is the reason why more people don't
That's not
check
true.
me.
If that was really true, if he really was as good as other people, and he's just not, and he's being held down by detractors, that's not possible. It's not, well, it's not reasonable. Anything's possible, but it's not reasonable. Because talent, true talent always rises. It may not rise to the top, but it rises. So, if Dave is really as talented as he says he is, and if people really say this, that's outside of that little 300 echo chamber that he has usually, he'd be then, I mean, wouldn't he be in a better position? If that was the case, and he's really as good as other people, and, you know, it's the detractors that are really killing him, then why is it that your fan base spends the majority of money that should be going directly into your pocket? Why are they using it to inflate sub numbers to make you look like you're bigger than you are? Just saying. Why not take that resource and move it to somewhere where it's important, which would be directly towards Phil and directly towards his taxes? Why are we trying to inflate sub numbers? Just saying. I heard there was a thread on his forums about that too. Heard it got taken down rather quickly. I can't verify that though. That's just what I heard. But makes one wonder. It really do. Yes, penis.
Yeah.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. It's not me, it's the trolls.
Yeah, 83 bucks is really the only option would be to basically sell out and do exactly what the top guys do, you know, acting like a cartoon character. And I'm not going to do that. You're not going to see me dyeing my hair bright red and overacting constantly with either rage or ooh and screaming all the time and just doing stupid shit. It's never been me. You know?
He's not going to do that, but he'll get Cat to do it. And whatnot. He'll get Cat to do it. Which leads into this situation that I've been kind of pondering lately, is why doesn't Cat stream or do YouTube videos yet? If not stream, then at least do YouTube videos. Why not? Why hadn't she gotten back on the horse on that? Sorry about that. Why hasn't she started that back up again? Or does Phil have like a permanent ban on her ever doing any of those things? Just saying. I mean, don't be wrong. I understand the young lady has a job, but she only works 4 days a week, yeah? So, you know, her doing YouTube videos a couple days a week probably wouldn't hurt. And she'd be walking into like a makeshift type environment in such a way where she already has a lot of attention on her. She's the girlfriend of DSP. It is what it is. She doesn't have to respond to comments either. She doesn't have to respond to the negative ones. Just saying, it might be somewhat helpful. Just a thought. But like I said, he won't do it, but she will. He'll get her to do it. Actually, when Kat got there, wasn't her hair colored originally? Maybe not. I thought it was though. Anyway, just saying.
And me. And it's never going to be. You get the real me. You're not going to get some fake actor just for the sake of bringing in kids to watch the streams. So. Now,
think about it. Maybe he should color his hair. It might help. It might not make it look so thin, especially up top. Jesus Christ. He really just needs to cut it all off. I remember Tevin had said that. He needs to just go ahead and go back to a buzz cut or something. Because he is slowly but surely losing his hair. His hairline's receding too. Not sure if you guys noticed that, but yeah, the hairline's receding, plus he's getting bald up there at the top. So in a couple of years, he's going to look real silly. So he should probably do something about it now to get the kids accustomed to what they're seeing. You know. Just saying, Phil, that hate army. You might want to go ahead and start implementing some of that.
In hell, Burnell, and I'm going to burn in hell for the rest of eternity because of it. You can't change who you are, I guess. Hell is a place where it's very hot. There's, it's torturous conditions, fire, hail, brimstone, Your body is being ripped apart by demons who are shoving red hot pokers up your rectum. Not a nice place. Okay? What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a beggar. Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer. DSP's a pedophile. DSP is a thief. DSP is a greedy fuck.
This guy's a bitch.
I have a micro penis.
Sorry, it's been such a long time since I've let Snort Burnell's outro play. Excuse me. And I think it's rather befitting having the pillow up to his head, about to end himself. In any case, there we go. That's pretty much the long and short of the pig cult and why he isn't popular. At the end of the day, it's always somebody else's fault. It'll never be Dave's fault. Ever. Ever, 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 ever. He built this all on his own, and it's other people's fault that it wasn't maintained. John and Howard should have stuck in there and constantly allowed themselves to be used by me so I could stay where I'm at. The haters, I lied to them, I ripped them off, I gave them false promises, they called me out on it, and now they're my fucking detractors. I mean, it's always somebody else's fault. It is what it is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking. Unreliable coverage that you can't count on. Snort, a GTG Network and Productions. I am your host / anchor, GTG, and I'm signing off. In the broadcast. You know, when he's about to go ahead and suffocate himself with that pillow, I wonder why he didn't use the pillows that Panda gave him. I feel like there'd be some poetic justice there. Well, what you gonna do? Wishful thinking, I suppose. Later, guys.